Yeah. 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 TG and Mecah, they running the show. Talking Buckeye football, letting them know. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell. Smart, bold, and ready, they know their ball. Scarlet and gray pride, they've got it all. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Buckeye Ladies Show. I'm TG with my co-host Mecah. Mecah, how you doing, girl?
Good. How are you? How's everybody?
How's everybody in the chat? And I'm doing well. Hey, listen, guys. Before we start the show, I want a moment of silence for Nick Mangold and his family. Real quick, moment of silence. If you guys haven't known, Nick Mangold had passed away, unfortunately, and we're gonna pay our respects to him, and hopefully his family is doing their best, and we pray for them to do well. Okay, like it's upsetting that this happened to them, and the only way we can fight, the only way we can help them is by continuing to pray and just give our sorrows to them. Now, I will tell you guys all this. Please make sure you come to the OHL podcast. Subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook, X, and now Twitch. We now have a live Twitch account, which, believe it or not, and it's because it's a great way to help the OHL podcast continue to grow. And we hope to continue to do very, very well and hope that we can grow our channel on Twitch. It's going to take time like it does on Facebook and everything else and like it does on YouTube, but it'll help grow. Make sure you guys get to our Patreon channel so this way you guys never miss any type of episodes whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I know you guys were supposed to be checking out my NFL rundown. I've had a lot of running around to do, so I haven't had the time to make it. So when I have the opportunity, I will have my NFL rundown done for this past week 8, and I will have it done this Friday. As a matter of fact, I'll let you guys know that now. I'll have it done by Friday. You guys will see it on Friday, and I promise you, you guys are gonna pretty much want to keep up with everything we do on Patreon. If you haven't, check out Mika's Illuminati podcast. Mika, you want to talk some stuff about it?
Yeah, my Illuminati podcast is I talk about recruiting. I talk about the 7-on-7 and its impact on recruiting. I talk about the new upcoming NIL ruling and my thoughts on that, and just you get pure unfiltered Mecah. So buckle up.
Yep, you guys get pure, and trust me, you guys are gonna love it and all the information. And I want to shout out my best friend up in the chat. Hey, my bestie. Known her since high school, been best friends for the longest. She managed to catch around, so I had to shout her out, people. And like I said, I always shout out my family if you guys are in there. Shout out to all friends that are watching. So what we're gonna do? Oh, by the way, I'm gonna let you guys know this now. We do have a special guest, Lady Buck, who, if you all don't know who she is, I'll tell you. Lady Buck is a co-host and producer of Buckeye Bill show About That Business. That's on Facebook. So she's gonna be a special guest. She will be running late because she has some stuff kind of working out, but she'll be around. I promise you guys. She had called me. She had told me that she was gonna be running late. So I figured I'd let you guys know. You will see her on the show.
Yeah.
By the way, Mika,
be good to work with her.
Oh yeah, have you seen the show?
Yeah.
Ain't it good?
Yep.
Yeah, trust me. If you guys want to,
I enjoy
check it out. Yeah, if you guys want to, check it out. Like, we love Buckeye Bill and his wife Lisa show About That Business. Trust me, you guys are gonna absolutely freaking love it. At the end of the day, what we're gonna discuss in this show, as usual, which is We're going to talk about the injuries regarding the Buckeyes, all recruiting updates, NIL buzz. We're going to obviously recap all of week 9. Even though none of our Buckeyes have played, we're going to recap all of it because we still have to keep up with what everybody else is doing across the podcasting landscape, okay? Like across all of college football. On top of that, we are also going to preview week 9 as well. We're going to preview that week, obviously preview the Penn State game, give our predictions and everything. And you guys are going to pretty much love to hear about it. But for starters, how about we start with let's first talk about Nick Mangold's legacy as a Buckeye and an NFL grade. Mika, you want to start this off?
I mean, for me, like growing up as a Buckeye fan, as a little kid, you're drawn to the quarterbacks, to the receivers, to the. Nick Mangold was the guy that made offensive linemen cool to me. Like, he was the first one that really grabbed my attention. Like, I loved his personality. He's, you could tell he had fun out there. You could tell he was a leader. Like, and then as I learned more about him, like what he did for charities, like his sister also played football. Like I just thought he was such a cool person, and he was, and you can tell he enjoyed being around people and helping people and loved the game of football, and just the legacy he left at Ohio State. Started 8 games as a true freshman. Just a tremendously talented person and a good-hearted person. And the world is sadder for his loss. Like, he was just tremendous. And I'm deeply, deeply sad that he's no longer here. And he will be sorely missed.
Absolutely. Honestly, I remember when I go back and watch Nick Mangold from his time, he represented everything of what it meant to be a Buckeye on and off the field. He was everything that Ohio State expects as far as his leadership, his maturity, how he carried himself as a man on and off the field, how he was part of the Buckeye. Like let's be honest about this too. Like he was one of the strong Buckeyes in memory. He demonstrated leadership, toughness, and humanity, especially under Jim Tressel. He will be sorely missed uh for the rest of the for the rest of his time. And again, it's sad to see a guy like this too. And he was such a great part of the culture here at Ohio State. And hopefully he does well. I really hope his family does well, and I hope that God has rested his soul and that he's up there with the man himself, because that man is none more than a great man. I would tell you that straight up.
Yeah, just a tremendous person and a tremendous Buckeye, and we're lucky to have him for as long as we did.
You are, and let's continue to honor that man and remember his legacy. Now, I'm going to say this now that when it comes now when Lady Buck comes on, we'll ask her about her thoughts on Nick Mango. But in the meantime, it was sad to talk about this. We're gonna have to move on and talk about all of week oh boy, all of week 7 or week 8 from last week. Oh no, it was week. Yeah, we're gonna talk about last week because more coaches are getting fired. Mika,
Yep,
Brian Kelly, the latest.
yep. A lot of empty stomachs and not a lot of food to go around.
Uh, oh man, let me ask you a question. And between him and James Franklin, who do you think is the worst?
Oh, that's like asking what horrible disease you want to rot from. Like, dude, why? I don't know.
Uh,
Do I
you
want to do I want a slow death, or do I want a slow death with a fake southern accent? Like, what the kind of question is that?
Hey, I have to ask you because there's a lot of it's kind of because here's the funny thing. Which one would you rather have if you're building a program? Would you rather have Brian Kelly or James Franklin?
If I'm building a program, I want James Franklin.
That's
Be,
why I asked this, because I need to
be,
know who, from everybody's perspective. You could put it in the chat, or maybe, matter of fact, I might actually try to create a poll. I'm gonna try to create a poll and see if I can get this in the chat.
because from what I've heard on Kelly, there are times where he didn't even speak to his high level recruits. Like, at least James Franklin was personable enough that he could recruit. He just couldn't get it done in games. So, if I'm building a program, I'm going with Franklin, but I'm not happy with either option. Let me be clear.
Yeah, let me say this right now. I'm not gonna lie. I would rather have James Franklin. I do think he is a better a better option. If you're being honest, like, he keeps you more. How am I gonna say this with Franklin without sounding like I'm trying to make this more of an asinine? Um, I would say when it comes down to James Franklin, he is more reliable to build a program. He will never win the big games. He never will.
He,
But he's someone who can put your program at a point where he can put you in positions where you can actually have success for the long term. You would just need to find a way, or find another coach that can get him over the top. Like, even O'Brien Kelly, and I
exactly.
and I will admit this, even O'Brien Kelly, he's been to a national title game, unlike James Franklin. He's been there. He's done it. He's actually done something. However, and I'm going to make this truthful. However, he is the biggest choke artist and the most, and
Yeah.
I mean the biggest, most overrated coach of all time.
Not to mention, he can be very, very petty. Like, very petty when it comes to interactions with fans and stuff. And it's going to take a. He's going to have to check himself in the mirror if he wherever he goes next and get a handle on that, because that's a huge turnoff, at least to me, and I think a lot of programs will be turned off by that. Like, you can't come at fans like he did at Penn State sometimes.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I would say this: like, with Franklin, what he did with Vanderbilt is why people love him. Honestly, because it's like what he was able to do at Vanderbilt is something that we haven't been able to see in a long time, up until the most recent coach. And it's like, when you really think about it with Franklin, he's the type of guy who could build a program. But like I said, if I want anybody between him and Franklin, I'm going to take Franklin over most coaches, depending on, like, because most of these coaches can't even succeed on what they do. Like, you've seen so many firings, like the Oklahoma State coach. Who's another
Yeah.
coach that got fired?
Um. Uh, Brian Kelly and
Obviously him, but like, obviously those
Sam
people. Who else?
Sam Pittman.
Yeah,
Um. There's a bunch of them. It's been like. And the thing with Penn State is, I think they have the backing and the fan base to really be a good program if they just get the right guy.
and who do you think would be the right guy for them?
I um my thing is, I know they're gonna come after Heartline, but I don't think Heartline leaves. I would If I were them, I would go after a guy with Ohio ties, because think about when Penn State is the most successful. They're the most successful when they can get the second tier level Ohio guys, kind of like when Michigan State was good back in the day. They built their program on second tier Ohio guys that didn't go to play for Ohio State, and developed them and had success with them. So I think they need a coach with a Ohio ties. Like, I would go for uh Matt Campbell or Jason Candle, or maybe an Alex Golish.
I can see
Someone
that.
someone familiar with Ohio that could make Rose into Ohio recruiting, because that's when Penn State is at its most successful. Because I really don't think they can get Heartline.
Oh no, they're not gonna get Heartline. Like, and this is the other thing I wanted to close in into a little bit because this whole Heartline discussion with him going to Penn State. Let me and thank you, Tyler. Billy Napier was another one who got fired. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Look, Heartline's not going to Penn State. I really like he's like no matter how much people keep like yes, Penn State is after him, but I don't think he's leaving anytime soon. I think he looks at himself as the like he wants to be the future head coach of Ohio State. There's no if, there's no ands, there's no
Yeah.
buts about it. He wants to be the future head coach. But I don't see him going to Penn State because what does Penn State give him exactly?
Yeah.
Because right now, like they're too much in turmoil, and right now, Brian Hartline's focused on trying to be develop as a play caller to be one of the best play callers in America to a point where he can eventually focus on becoming a head coach. He knows there are points because let's be real, he's been here all of Ryan Day's rise as a head coach. He's been here all this time,
Yeah. And
seen how hard it is. So I think his best bet would be to sit with Ryan Day, stay here with him, and learn from him. Because look, Ryan Day's eventually going to go to the NFL, people. There's no if, there's no ands, there's no buts, there's no none of that. I'm sorry to tell people. There's no doubts about it. Ryan Day is going to go to the NFL at some point. If there's one team I know for sure he would go to, it would be the New England Patriots because he's a freaking New England Patriots fan.
yeah,
However,
he's from New Hampshire, so yeah,
However, he could go to a good job that's open if you have a competent front office. Like if there's a competent front office, and they have a competent GM, competent owner, a competent front office with a good coaching staff around him, and they're able to allow him to build that franchise how he wants. I think Ryan Day would go there too if the situation is stable. That's the only other time I can see Ryan Day going there, and there ain't that many of them. Like the only other place I could see him going would be like the Pittsburgh Steelers if they ever got rid of Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Like or say like the Philadelphia Eagles where they are right now, or say where the Washington Commanders are right now, or say the Arizona Cardinals, or any team that has some set of stability, or the Detroit Lions for God's sakes. Like I mean, you can even say the freaking Minnesota Vikings. Like any team that has some form of stability, I see Ryan Day going there.
Arizona would be a great landing spot.
It would
him.
be. Because there's a lot of talent there, and he does have his former offensive line coach and Justin Fry there.
Yeah, and a lot of former Buckeyes too.
And if Ryan Day wanted to, he can also hire Chip Kelly to be his offensive coordinator because Chip is doing good in Vegas. It's just that the talent on Vegas ain't great. I mean, outside of their running back Ashton Jeanty, because everybody wasn't sold on Ashton Jeanty. Brother, Jeanty is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Now Quishon is a monster right now. Quishon's been dogging, but Jeanty's proving people wrong, people.
I'm surprised by Jeanty. Dude's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, we all saw he was, but it's like he was in the G5, so we all couldn't really, believe it.
Yeah.
So it's like we had to see it to believe it. What up, Sean? My co-host on the Buckeye Lounge. You guys haven't, go check out our recent episode and our interviewing Dave Olive. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I have been so running around to a point where I tend to forget who we be interviewing because I know we did Jeff Logan. I know we did so many others, but I promise you guys are going to go back and check that out, and you guys are going to really enjoy it. That is a promise.
It was a great interview, guys. Check it out.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to have Greg Fry, but he had to cancel because he had something important that came up. Which again, we understand it. It happens. Life is life. But I will say that when you talk about Brian Hartline and Penn State, it's like, again, I don't see it. I think he's going to stay. And again, I think when he's ready, thank you, Sean, Bobby Olive. Thank you. I am so sorry, people. But yeah, no, if you guys ever want to have a chance, check it out. And again, I think with Hartline, I think he's going to stay, and I think he's going to be the next head coach because it's between him and Marcus Freeman. Chris, I know you hate hearing that, but it's going to be between him and Freeman. It's like it just is.
Yeah.
It is.
Which is why I think they need a guy with, like I said, Ohio ties to help create inroads with that. Because when Penn State is at their best is when they get those second-tier Ohio guys.
I think that's fair to say. I think with every team, like Michigan State, when they were doing it, that's how they got really good.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You get those second-tier Ohio guys. If you're any team, you are, and I mean this when I say this, you are going to be a good team. That is a promise.
Yep.
That is a promise. Now moving on to that, who do you think are now let me ask you a question. Which other coaches do you think are on the hot seat?
Uh, I was gonna say Luke Fickle, but their team, his team is showing some spark, and I think he might actually survive this. He might stick around, like because there's so much upheaval right now. Like I said, there's a lot of empty stomachs and not a lot of food to go around. So I think people, even the guys that are on the hot seat right now, might get another chance because there's not a lot of good options right now to fill spots.
Oh, no
So
doubt about it. And if you ask me too, I would say that I was saying Luke Fickle. He was the only one I could really think of at the top. But if his team starts showing some spunk, he might be able to survive. Even though I
th-
really do want Luke Fickle to come back and coach.
that's what I said. Like I think he ends up sticking around at Wisconsin. And if I'm North Carolina, I'm doing anything I can to get out from under Belichick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That
Like
is
Bill
sad.
Belichick seemed like a good place, but it's like, oh my god, dude, you have been terrible. Now,
That
some of the
is
great coaches are great coaches, but man, it's not working.
that is just sad. It's he is so out of it, out of touch with everything. Like that whole that was a disastrous hire. Like I know they mortgaged their entire future for this guy, and I just don't think he has it. It's a disaster.
Yeah, we got our first Twitch person.
Thank you.
We did have three people, but some people, I think because I know because I see it on YouTube and on X and a lot, like where people go in and out at times. But hey, it happens. Um, Here's what I will say though, when it comes down to it, I think when it comes to week, because here's what I will say, I want to go it all the way to week 9. I really do. Like week 9, and the stupid microphone. Week 9, w- it- when not week 9, it was week 8. My bad, people. I'm switching up how many weeks it's been. Week 8, it was a boring, and I mean when I say this, a boring freaking week, man. There was only like one good game the entire game, the entire I would say the entire week, and even I don't remember what that game was. But it's like I want to get your opinion, Miko, on one game in particular that we were watching, and I know you had to have been hate watching, which is the Michigan versus Michigan State game. I want you to kind of give me your opinion on that game. Hmm.
I just I am so upset because I thought Aiden Childs would show me more. I thought I would see more from him because I thought at Oregon State that he had potential
Hmm.
and just he just had you do not see anything from him. He makes one read to Marshall, and if Marshall is not available, he cannot function. Like he's athletic enough that he should be able to make more things happen, and he just doesn't. And it's sad to me because I really thought he was going to be better than what he is. And I think that the head coach at Michigan State should have stayed at Oregon State where he was. It was his alma mater. Like I think this that job is too big for him. Like there was just no energy past a certain point in that game, and just it was sad to watch. Honestly, I wanted to see more. The one game just wasn't there, and Childs just didn't have it.
I mean, there is no lies about that one at all. If you ask me about Michigan State, they actually had chances to win this game. Like, Child this season has shown some growth, but this team, like for instance, let's start with this defense. What was that tackling?
exactly.
What was that?
And even when Childs threw a good ball, his best receiver would drop it, like full on drop it. And I'm like, you have to make those sorts of plays for your quarterback, especially in rivalry games. Like you have to find a way to make those plays. And their secondary was bad. Like we were doing arm tackles. Like I didn't understand what was going on. Like when Michigan State is usually at least sound on defense. Like and they just weren't. And it was just I couldn't. I thought it would be closer than what it was. I really did.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the thing that really irritates me about this Michigan State game is like, oh my god, you guys, and not only that, but on offense, I'm like, you guys have so many chances against this defense, and it's like, what the heck are y'all doing?
There were opportunities, like, and they just didn't take them. It's like I don't know. Like I've I just I don't know
Oh,
what to.
yeah, guys, hold on a minute, cause I think we got something over here. Hold on. A minute. Hey, everybody, listen up. I know you guys have been waiting to see her, so let me show you. We got our own girl, the Buckeye lady of the About That Business podcast. Tamara, how you doing, girl?
I'm good. Well, let me correct you. It's the Ladybug because I know we got a
Yeah.
Ladybug Kelly, and Kelly and I will have to share that. So I just put the in front of mine to make it
Ooh,
to
nice.
differentiate the two of us. So how's it going? What we talking about today? Thank you for having me, TG.
Oh, it's been a pleasure having you. As a matter of fact, I've been because we were talking about the Michigan State Michigan game and giving our thoughts on it. But first, before you
Mhm.
give your thoughts on it, do you wish to talk about Nick Mangold? Give your tribute to him.
Yes. Oh, I'm so sad to hear. I mean, really so sad to hear. And to be so young, I didn't even know that he had the kidney issues. Of course he was not in the limelight with that. But I would love to send my condolences to his family, the Buckeye family. Very sad to hear. Very sad to hear that. And gonna miss him. I remember Mango.
Yeah, give
So
your hey, everybody's welcome you in chat. Lee says welcome. Sean,
thank
my co-host,
you.
has been
Yeah.
saying
Hey,
it.
Sean.
Andre, everybody.
Hey.
Give your thoughts on what would you say about his legacy here at Ohio State?
Um, you know, I, it's really hard to say because all of them leave such a great legacy. All of them do. Once a Buckeye, always a Buckeye. And his legacy was one. It was actually when I really started to learn the game is when I knew about Mango. Is when I really started to learn more and more just about college football in general before I became this fanatic. But you know, they all have, as you could see, when the news broke, as many heartfelt tributes that he received, when we got the news. So, I mean, there's not much to say about his legacy. It is what it is. We know what it is, and this just how the brotherhood is, for the Buckeyes. Period. But definitely, a huge loss. I mean, you know, very sad to hear.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it really is. As
Yeah.
a matter of fact, Miss Ladybug, would you mind also giving us your opinion of the Michigan State Michigan game if you ever got a chance to watch it?
Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get a game. One of these games. When the Buckeyes aren't playing, it's bad enough they aren't playing, but then you pray for a good game. And
Mhm.
I thought, in my thinking, I know Michigan State, neither team, is doing superb right now. But I just thought with that particular rivalry that Michigan State was going to give them more of a game. I just that's what I thought. And to me, them not really playing to, I mean, I hope that's not the best Michigan State can do, but it made Michigan look good. It made them look like they were doing something, and I really did. I mean, right now.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't see a threat to us. I mean, so they can have some fun right now, but uh, after Thanksgiving, yeah, they can get ready to cry again, like your coach did.
Yeah, they're not a threat to us. Like,
They're really not.
No,
If you ask
no.
me
no,
about it, I think as long as we play our game, I think we'll win like we always do.
we gotta play our game. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's what we have to do.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah,
oh
absolutely.
dang, wait a minute, guys. S- uh, guys, everybody sent a prayer to Eric and his wife. Apparently, she's in the AR. We have the ER. We have no idea why. That just sounds bad. So guys,
Oh,
Yeah.
prayers going up. Prayers
please,
going up.
Prayers,
Absolutely.
Bogsy. Love you, buddy.
yeah,
Yes,
Love you, Sarah.
prayers for you, man.
absolutely.
I hope everything goes well for you and your wife. I
Yeah,
really
we'll
do.
speak it. We'll speak it. Everything's gonna be okay. We'll
Yeah.
speak it.
Yeah. Oh, here's Buckeye Bill. That team up north is garbage.
Yeah. And as we were watching that game, he was pointing out things, because again, if you didn't know, if you hadn't really followed Michigan this year and, know anything about them, you'd think, oh, wow, that they look good. If you didn't really know the history between the two teams and the schedules and, what they're looking like this year, you would think, they're really killing them. But really, there's just, yeah, you can do that against that defense, but against ours, you don't stand a chance. I mean,
My thing, my thing is there was no energy on Michigan State's part during that
at all,
whole
Mhm.
game.
at all.
They act like they didn't even want to be there.
Really, they did. And I was thinking, well, are they just not?
I'm like,
What's the?
this
Yeah,
is your in-state rival. Do you not get fired up when do you not hear them call you little brother all the time? Like that would get on my nerves.
right, right.
It would get on my nerves if I saw
Yeah,
that. I'd be like, "Oh heck to the no!" Like I would have been ready to fight somebody.
yeah. They don't. I mean, they just didn't care. I don't know what's going on with that program. I definitely see some things that need to happen, but they
Yeah,
normally would give, especially when Michigan has a record like it has, they would give Michigan a game. Even if it was just for us, for kicks and giggles and entertainment. You know,
I
that
just
particular showing was, it just really added to the boring aspect of last Saturday.
I
You know,
just wanted to see more from Aiden Childs. Like I wasn't. He had his moments when he was at Oregon State. I thought he would show us more, and he just hasn't. And I don't
no,
know if it's the system. Like supposedly they're running the same system, but he's just not. He just doesn't seem like the same player to me that he was at Oregon State. And I think Jonathan Smith should have stayed at Oregon State. Like I don't think he's the right person for that job.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I don't think so either. If I'm being honest, to be honest, I thought Adrian Child had improved this year, but it's like it's still obvious he's got some fundamental flaws.
yeah.
It's
There's some more
obvious.
work to do. You know,
And I'm not gonna lie, I said it too. Like Michigan State had chances to win that game, and it's like y'all
yeah,
had chances, y'all just blew it. It's kind of like Nebraska all over. I'm like, and Nebraska actually kept that game close. I give them all that credit in the world.
right,
That's just so sad. And
right.
actually, Tyler actually gives us some injury news about Justice Haynes. Apparently, he might have a broken foot.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Hmm. Well,
Oh, I'm like, if he's got a broken foot, dang, dude. Now I know Jordan Marshall had himself a good game against Michigan State, but I'm like, dude, that tackling wasn't great. Like I watched you play against other teams, brother. You look like crap against them teams. This team could not tackle for nothing.
right. And see, that's what I'm saying. Have fun because up against us, I just don't see a challenge. And I don't even see it being as competitive, even though we know it's going to be a rivalry game and we know how those games go. Again, like you said, TG, if we play our game and not be scared to get in that playbook and do what we do, we'll run away with it. We'll run away with it for sure. Um, but
Absolutely.
we've got to play our game. We've got to play our game. Simple as that. That's it.
Yeah,
So
and if you ask me on top of that too, I would say when you're talking about Michigan, again, when you watch their team, you're like, dude, it's like you guys are not a good football team. You just get away with a lot of stuff if you're being
Yeah.
honest
Yeah.
with yourselves.
Yeah. And see, that's why it was surprising last year to me. You know, I mean, my heart was broke. I was broken because I just did not see that.
I
I
got
didn't see
physically
that
ill.
coming. Yeah, I may have been.
I got
You know.
physically ill.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Sean just basically said it. Justice Haynes has a broken foot, and Bryce Underwood has a yeast infection. Oh,
Oh God.
Ew. I
But you
did
know
not.
what? You know,
I did not need to know that.
it,
That
it does,
was
but that's
I
not
mean, if
true,
Lisa
is it?
says, "Oh well, that's their problem," but if that's true, well then they're
Hey,
screwed.
there are
right.
certain medical issues that I do not need to know.
I didn't need to know. Look, I mean, I didn't need to know that part, but
Right.
man, that is.
Yo.
Well, hey,
Uh,
an
Hey,
injury
look,
is an injury, and
karma,
illness is an
karma,
illness.
karma. That's what I call it, karma.
ugh.
Yeah, and
Because
like I
and you
said,
know what's super funny? I said it too. Like they could have lost, like Washington and Michigan State. They could have lost those games if both those teams showed up to play. And then like Purdue's another team that could beat them because they actually got the offense to do it. And even though their defense isn't as good as it was last year, it's still pretty solid. It ain't great,
yeah,
but it's
yeah,
still
they're
good.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
good enough, I'll say. Like, but if it's like, because if like, here's the thing: if Bryce Underwood has that infection and if Justice Haynes has a broken foot, oh man, y'all definitely screwed.
They
And think about it,
gotta
you still got to go up against Northwestern and Maryland, and both those teams ain't no slouches.
Purdue's got
right.
enough talent to keep it close, and if they can keep it close, they're a threat because offensively, Michigan doesn't have enough to blow people out. So if you can keep it close, you always have a chance with them. I just don't see them doing enough on offense to be up blowing people out or anything like that.
I'm not, they're
Right.
not
So
going to blow people out, but it's like their
Mm-mm.
offense is good enough to keep it close. And their offense, if you actually have watched their offense, because I have, it's actually better than Michigan at every sense, especially in the passing game. Like the passing game is much better. Like think about this: Purdue got better receivers. Like think about that.
Oh,
Think about
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
true, true.
Michigan has no weapons on the outside, and all they do well is power run. And with Haynes down, you're gonna put it all on Marshall, and he's still like a young dude, and he's more of a scat type back anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We should get some good turnovers. I think our defense is really going to go after them because they've heard Bryce Underwood, 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 Underwood. Well, let's see. You know, and I want us to really work on our pass rush. Period. I don't care who we're playing.
Yeah.
I want
As
us
a
to
matter of
really.
fact, I think what they're going to do in the pass rush is I think
We
they're
got
going
to
to
work
let
on
them
that.
go after him, but they're still going to try to keep him contained in the pocket. Because say whatever you want about the
Yeah,
guy, he can run. Like he can
yeah.
run.
Right.
So like,
That's
you
I
got.
think
exactly.
I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to send blitzes to keep him offset. I think is what they're going to
yeah,
do. I think
Right.
and look, I think there are going to be times that they allow the defensive line themselves, but they're going to have Arvell Reese or Sonny Styles watching him because if he so much as even
yeah, they're
blitzes
gonna
off
have
on
someone
him, they
spy
gonna
him
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like
They
Then
know.
that's what you got to do against this team. That's what you got to do because it's like that's been the one thing that has killed our defense in the past. Now it hasn't killed our defense this year because unlike our
Hmm.
previous defensive coordinator, this one knows how to adapt and knows how to deal with those kind of quarterbacks.
Exactly,
So,
exactly. So
and,
you felt like me about the last defense coordinator, the last
yes,
DC. Yeah.
and we're gonna talk
Hmm.
about him as a matter of fact because we're
Yeah.
gonna preview pretty much all of week 9. But before we do, how about we start talking about the SEC the SEC, chaos that's been going on because oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, there's some chaos. Oh, there is. Well, you start. Go ahead, TG, because I want to.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Everybody who's overrating the heck out of the SEC, shut your mouth. This team,
Please,
this let
please.
me tell you something. I respect a lot of these teams. Like Bama's still a good team. Georgia's still a good team. Vanderbilt's a good team right now, which is hilarious to say.
Okay, right.
But y'all not no dominant conference. It's like guys, you're in an
That's
era where
over.
now
That's
we're in
over.
an era where now everybody can pay players. You can't just do that.
Exactly.
You
Speak
can't.
on it.
You can't.
Exactly.
You now have to play that game. And you know
Yeah.
what's super funny? Yo defenses are not as good as they've been in previous years now.
Mm-mm. Not
They're
at
not.
all.
Not at
No,
all.
Not at
not
Like
even
all.
Alabama's
close.
falling off a
Mm-mm.
cliff, and
Not
Georgia,
at
they're
all.
they used to be known for defense, and you're looking at them now, and
Yes.
it's like, where's the
Yes.
defense at?
Oh yeah, people are scoring on them left and right. And I'm just so surprised that people are still saying, "Oh, well, the SEC, we beat each other up, and I'm like, "Listen, that whole era is gone. That's gone."
SEC,
You know,
SEC, it
they
just means
all
it.
conferences beat each other up when they're in their conference schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just what it is. It's not this big SEC thing, and I'm just so surprised that they really think that it's still the dominant conference. I've been debating this for at least 2 weeks, defending our number one. People saying that we shouldn't be number one, and that
I'll let them
her,
say it, even though
yeah,
we're
yeah,
dominant. We don't play pretty, but we play dominant, and that's all that
yeah.
needs to be.
Right. And but when I ask the question though, I will say, well, who needs to be number one? Who, they say, well, Ohio State's not playing anybody. Well, then name a team that if they were on Ohio State's schedule, then what would make them have played somebody? Give me a team. Just throw any team from the SEC, from ACC, anywhere, and throw them on our schedule.
What's
Who would
super
who
funny is
would
they
prove
say
our
that
dominance?
after we
They
just
can't
beat
name them.
Texas. They
Yeah,
say that, and it's like we beat Texas. We beat one of your SEC schools, so shut your mouth.
yeah. Well, they want to look past that. Oh, it's the beginning of the season, and okay. Well, then give me another team. Do you think Bama can do it? Do you think what? Let's Georgia. Should they go on our schedule? Just and we could have played somebody then. Nobody can name them. So that's where I get them when I get in that debate. Because
SEC, it just means more excuses.
yeah,
Yeah, Southern Excuses Conference, basically.
all right, exactly, exactly.
And I mean, like, but people do try to say Indiana, which I do want to touch on them real quick. They are a way
Mhm.
better team than what they've been in previous years. Like, I'm very impressed with what
Yes.
Kirk Cignetti has done. Now, I can understand what people, because there's an argument for them to be number one, but I always make
Okay.
this, I always say this. Let's be realistic about this.
Hmm.
Indiana's a great team, but the reason Ohio State is number one is because of how dominant they are.
Right.
Yes.
Like Indiana, yes, they're putting up because someone had compared the games of Illinois where both Indiana and Ohio State went up against Illinois.
Okay.
And like the one thing they did bring up is how many points Indiana scored. And one of the things I did say was,
Okay.
listen, Indiana had to score 60 plus. Ohio State doesn't. They dominated the whole game from start to finish. You never felt like that game was close. No matter
Yeah.
you just watched the game, it was never close. But
Right.
if
And
if you watch Indiana, they had to do that because they don't have a choice. They're not Ohio State. Like Ohio State has the reputation built with them.
and
Not
plus
just
Yes.
the not just the it's not just helmet watching. It's what
Right.
we've been seeing for the past 100 years. So nothing's
Right.
gonna change.
and
Right.
plus Illinois was dealing with more injuries when they played Indiana. So
Oh yeah.
there was
Hmm.
that too. Like you got to take that into consideration, people.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And
Well,
Sean.
we put our whole third string in what by third quarter when we played Indiana, when we played Illinois. I mean,
Fourth
we
quarter.
we
Yeah.
yeah, fourth quarter, beginning of fourth quarter. I mean, hey, all of our stars were sitting down. We have nothing to prove. Indiana has something to prove. They want to at that time. They want to be number two. So I mean, they want their rankings to keep going up. So we didn't have anything to prove. We didn't have to run up the score, and we tried. We actually tried not to, but even
Yeah.
even our third strings were
That's
just
the thing though. Ohio State actually
we
tried not
tried.
to do that. They
Yeah,
tried not to.
we tried, but no, there is really no argument there.
There is
I
not.
don't
I
think
don't think
there
so.
there it's not even one to even, I don't even get into those debates because,
I don't
you
really
know,
either. I just say
yeah,
it's like it's just a fun little topic. Now,
yeah.
Not Tyler, Terry comes in with a question saying, "Do we think Isaiah West will be our running back too?"
I think he should be. I don't think he will be, but I think he should be.
Who do you think? Who do you think should be?
I said I think he should be. I just don't think he
Oh, you don't
will
think he
be.
will? You don't think he will? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Mm,
honestly, I think he should be too, to be honest, because he has been playing better, and I still want to use C.J. Donaldson because he's been great, especially in the red zone.
yeah,
Like
But I
he's been
look
great, and I think with James Peoples, we're starting to see him finally start to come around. Now we're really starting
yeah,
to find to see him, but it's like I do think Isaiah West should be the number two, and to think that we're having the two freshmen are stepping up, Ohio State people.
yeah. Well, that's what we do, though. That's what we do. I just need to see a little more from Peoples. Definitely, yes, I would agree with the question. Yeah, he should be number two, but because I definitely need to see some more from Peoples. Um, he kind of reminds me of, and I can't remember. I'm trying to remember his name. It's on the top of my head. I'll think of it later. But I just need to see. I need to see more. You
Oh
know.
yeah, and what's
Um,
super funny is when we talk about Indiana, Iowa actually came this close to beating them.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah.
we all forget. And
Yeah.
and look, no matter how much we want to feel about it, Iowa. Who thought Iowa was gonna have an offense, right?
I
Right.
know. Is
Right.
anyone else as shocked as me? Like I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
You want to see a cripple fall out of their chair?
It's like
Like
Iowa actually has an offense. Oh my God, they might actually be a good team. They might actually be dangerous.
Right. Right.
They could make a playoff if they continue. It's like, who would have thunk it?
Because like you said, things are changing. The playing field is a little bit more even now.
I
Mhm.
was I
Um,
was looking outside for pigs in the sky. Like
You're
it
like,
was.
here's everybody's thought when Iowa had an offense. They're like, what dimension are we in today? Are we in the second dimension? Are we smoking weed? Are we on something? And all of us have been begging Iowa to finally. They haven't had a good offense in years since I think the last good offense they had was like what 2016. So it's like
yeah, if it was then, was it then?
I
I'm
think
trying to
so
think.
I
because
don't even know, man. Like
it's been a long
Yeah,
time. I just know it was in like
yeah,
the mid to late teens is the last time they had like a
right,
good offense.
right,
So
right.
it's like it's one of those. So to see them finally have a good offense, you're like, we may actually get some out of Iowa now. But speaking of that, because the team that Iowa had beat, and we're gonna get into them as the preview, Penn State versus Ohio State. So, ladies, first, give me your thoughts on the game.
I'll let you guys go first. You go first because mine is kind of
Mika,
interesting.
you go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna be close because I think our defense is gonna come in motivated by what Jim Knowles did, and
Mm,
we are
interesting.
we are going to put poor Ethan Grunkmeyer on his back all day, and it's not even gonna be close. Like I think it's going to be nasty,
Yeah,
and part of me hates it because I love Ethan. He's an Ohio kid. I was rooting for him to get an offer from us, but we he ended up going there, and I truly do wish him well. But it's just gonna be
yeah,
a rough day for him, and I just don't think the run game can muster up enough to deal with our defense, and it's gonna be a rough day for Penn State, and like I said, I think we're going to be motivated by Jim Knowles being on the sidelines after what he did to us last year and the way he handled things. And I don't blame them for being a little mad about it. I'm still a little mad about it, to be honest. Like, I can be a little petty like that, but I, I just, I think did us dirty, and I think it was wrong. So, and I
yeah,
think Ryan Day and the program feels it too. So, I think
yeah,
it's gonna be a blowout game for us against them.
yeah. It's gonna be a bad day. It
Oh
sure
yeah, if
is.
you had to tell me, I'm like, this is gonna be a blowout. Whoever the second Twitch user is coming in, you can come into the chat and let us know how you feel, buddy. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, when it comes to Penn State, I was like, I know we're gonna beat them. I never sweat it because it's like it's Penn State for us. We're gonna beat them until they prove
Yeah,
me
we're gonna beat
otherwise.
them.
We're
Yeah,
gonna beat them regardless.
yeah,
Because these, like, I'm sorry to tell you everybody this, but Penn State's development at quarterback ain't great. It's not like they've had some good
No,
quarterbacks before, but
right.
they haven't had like excellent quarterback play.
No, no,
And then
they
when I'm
haven't.
looking at like this offense, somebody had brought this up, and I know a lot of people hate him. I'm gonna say his name because he did bring up this good point named Chris Drew. Everybody who know him, I hate bringing him up. I know for a fact a lot of y'all don't like him because I hate bringing it up. I know y'all don't like him, but I gotta give him a credit when he said this. Notice how the running back room went full down. Like the run game is bad for Penn State. It used to be
yeah,
really good. It was really good
Yeah,
last year. Look how bad it's
yeah,
gotten this year.
yeah,
And and that's what's so it's like the running back room just fell off a cliff. And it makes the
yeah.
offensive line look a lot worse than than they are. So
their
I'm
Right.
center
like,
their center has been off too, though. Like some of the snaps have been really high. If you
Oh yeah, like I mean, yeah, I gotta get that on. I gotta put that on the center, but still, it's
if
like
you go back if you go back and watch, a lot of their snaps are very high.
Yeah.
And and Ethan Grunkemeyer is only like 6'2", and he was out there jumping like he was doing NBA tip offs sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, man, you gotta bring
So
you
I
gotta bring
was.
that down a
Go
little
ahead, Nick. I'm
more.
sorry. I was wondering though. I guess my whole. I'm going to start with this. I wondered what made them be ranked so high earlier in the season. You know, I was
Cause
wondering what people saw that I didn't see, for them to be ranked that high. And then I will say this: prior to all of the turmoil that had happened, I'm never thinking that they're going to beat us. But I will say, usually Penn State will play us hard. In fact, the last game I attended, it was a very close game all through the game, and we won in with what 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. You know, the one game they were previewing prior to, and I think that was in, I think the one in 2017 where Bosa actually, got the quarterback, sacked the quarterback. They
and
were
the running
beat Penn.
back.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, they kind of bumped into each other, and it was beautiful. I love it. I could watch that over and over. Um, but that was a game that went back and forth as well. So I always expect that I know we're going to win it. I know that we always beat Penn State, but they do come sometimes. They will come to play us. Regardless if it's a whiteout. We end up, of course, taking over, but sometimes it can be a back and forth game,
Oh
with
yeah.
Penn State. So before all the turmoil and all the changes, I thought, okay, that's one we're going to put that on my watch list. Like, okay, that's one we're going to have to really, play our game. But now, just watching them, even before the turmoil, they can't do anything with us at all. And Knowles, let me touch on Knowles for a minute. I was happy to see him leave. I really was, because I never saw the fire and I used to always say it. You can ask my family. I would say, why is he up there? I want him down on the sideline. He just never felt connected to me. He didn't have that Buckeye passion, and I just never cared for him. I never liked him. I thought some of the plays that the defensive plays we did. I mean, we did those. I just didn't feel that. I felt the players did it. I didn't feel that he had much to do with it. I never liked him there. So when that announcement was made, I was thinking, okay, good, we get a beast, because I just never felt, you know, his energy. His energy was off to me. And, I wasn't shocked when it was announced that he was out, you
Yeah,
know.
and when you flat out say as a defensive coach that you're not interested in recruiting and you would just rather stay in your office and do that,
Yeah,
that's not what you want to hear
no,
from a coach on your squad. Like that's a big
no,
part of being a
Mhm.
college football coach. You got to be a good recruiter. And when you say flat out that you're not interested, like that sends the
yeah,
wrong message to your
yeah,
kids. That's like saying, I don't care who's coming in my room.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's super funny because we talked about it. What made Penn State number one? Well, let's touch on that. It started with the fact they brought everybody back.
Yeah.
When they lost their running back coach, they brought in Stan Drayton, who's one of our former great running back coach who developed
Yeah,
Ezekiel Elliott, freaking Carlos Hyde, and a lot of great running backs we've
yeah.
had under him. And then they took Jim Knowles, no matter how much us Ohio State fans tried to warn them about it. Like people just assumed that they were going to be that
No,
great
they can
because they
have
were
him.
following the formula Ohio State and Michigan had did. That's why they were seen as number one, because Ohio State and Michigan ended up winning national titles by bringing everybody back for a year. But
Yeah,
what people tend
yeah,
to forget, and it's the one thing Penn State didn't really do much, which is you didn't address your weaknesses properly in the portal. Now you did go out and get some receivers, but how good are those receivers realistically?
right,
Don't really
Yeah,
know.
they didn't
right.
get high
Yeah,
level
that's the problem. Whereas like
guys.
Michigan and Ohio State, and not only that, but in the recruiting trail, like just in recruiting in general, they didn't get nobody big. Like at least for
Right.
recruiting, Ohio State and Michigan in the transfer portal and in recruiting, both. And I mean this when I say this, both got game
They did.
changing
They
talent.
did.
They got game changing. Like Ohio State ended up bringing
Yeah.
in the best portal class anybody's ever seen, with
Right.
Caleb Downs, Will Howard, Seth McLaughlin, Will Kazmarek, and countless more. and then it's like, oh, we also brought in Julian Saying, but we count him more so towards the recruiting than we do the
Right.
portal. So it's
Yeah.
like, so and we also brought in Keenan Nelson Jr. and a lot of guys on top of bringing
Yeah.
back our talent that we brought back during the offseason from 2023. We brought them back for another year, and then we brought in freaking Jeremiah Smith and Mylan Graham from recruiting, along with countless others like Payne Pearson. Them like we
Right.
brought in more talent in the portal and in recruiting than we did before, and that's what made this team. You can say the same thing with Michigan. I don't know who they got in the portal or whatever, but I know they got some game changing talent. That's what they did.
Hmm.
Penn State didn't do that, so that's where
No.
people kept mistaking this. It's like it's because they returned on that talent. No, it's not just that. They also filled in the holes they had, and Penn State still had holes that were a problem, and you could tell. Their run game has gone down tremendously. I mean, to a point where you have freaking. I mean, you got Drew Aller as your leading rusher for God's sakes. Like that is a problem.
I mean,
So
I knew they were going to go down. I'm like, okay, they just have to see. I knew that it would change. I was just like, what?
yeah,
What made them
and then not
rank
only
them
that,
so high?
yeah, not only
And,
that, but then it's like we tell people straight up. This is what even Ohio State fans are trying to warn everybody about. It was like, guys, knows the system takes like 3 years to learn, and it took like Ryan Day getting on him for him to finally get it
Yeah,
right. So it's
because
and,
like, so it's like, no, guys, we knew from the beginning this defense was going to be tough, and then you saw it against
yeah,
UCLA. The
yeah,
same quarterback you went up against in Tennessee, and Nico just destroyed you by doing exactly what he did to keep Tennessee in the game last year.
exactly.
So, like, what did y'all expect, really?
and,
Right.
e- and even Penn State players are saying how complicated Geno's system is to learn. Like, it's not something that you can just pick up and go out and play. It takes a while to install, and it's just not working. And he shows tremendous stubbornness when it comes to willingness to make
Yeah,
in-game adjustments, and
right,
you
right.
have to
That's
be
another thing I saw.
you have to
Yeah,
be able to
Mika.
do that.
You do. You have to. It's like if you can't make adjustments, and that was one of Brian Day's
Hmm.
biggest things with Jim Knowles. It's like, dude, you got to start making adjustments. I don't care about your little.
Yeah,
I don't care about your little feelings. I don't care. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win for these
right.
kids. We're in a business of winning right now.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
care. Like you can be in your feelings. I mean, no matter how much. And,
right.
and again, people, everybody who ever crapped on Larry Johnson, you owe him an apology.
Right.
You owe
I
him an apology.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
never said anything bad about you, Larry. I love you.
I've been the main person defending Larry Johnson
No,
from day
yeah, I
one.
defended him too. I mean, I knew what the problem was. And then again, I hate to go back to this dreadful, game, which was last year against that team up north. Um, I watched. I watched the poor uh, adjustment. We did not adjust, and that's when I was like, look, Jim Knowles has to go. Like I don't like him. And again, so I was happy when he made the announcement. I mean, I was so
Yeah.
glad. I couldn't be more elated because
Bro, I was
that was
so
the proof in
I
the
was
pudding right there. That
when
game
I go
right
back
there.
and watch the thing, I'm sorry to tell you. When I go back and watch it, I'm like, we did not force a single punt in
Uh
that game.
uh
And
uh
that was like
uh uh. That wasn't us.
against a quarterback
Yeah,
room that is
yeah.
complete dog trash. This ain't even high school quarterbacks. This is like
That's
some
not
eighth
us.
graders. It's
That's
like,
not
hey, you
us.
can't even get a punt against this?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I didn't know what was happening. And I was just like, what is going on? And of course I put a lot of blame on those. I'm telling you, I just couldn't stand him. And that if you watch that game, that's your proof right there. That's your proof
Yeah.
that he had to go. Um, I mean, nothing for us. We just didn't look. I mean, on our defense, I mean, we knew our defense was rocking. I mean,
And look,
and
I'll
that
give the
game, I
defensive,
was
I'll
like,
give the players
what?
some credit. They made some plays. Like
Yes,
Taylor
yeah.
Downs got an
The
interception. That
players, the
Sawyer got an
players,
interception.
Yeah,
the players.
I,
Yeah,
I felt so bad for the
yeah,
seniors during
Yeah.
that game because
yeah.
you guys like Mitchell Melton and Jack Soy. Mitchell Melton even called Ryan Day out on it. Like he's like, this cannot happen. Like there were
Well,
guys is
they had that
crying.
players meeting. They had that players meeting after that game. You
Yeah, and
guys heard about that, right?
I just
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
so bad for those players, but it ended up good for us, and I'm
yeah,
I'm glad he's out of here, and we're gonna show him Saturday. Like
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he'll
And if you
probably
ask
sit up in
me,
the booth like he normally does and
mhm.
hides, and he'll sit up there and not engage with his team or any of that.
Do
Um,
you do you guys think he comes down and shakes hands?
Probably not, but
I don't think so. I've
probably.
never seen him do it.
Do you think Ryan Day will search him out and shake his hand? I wouldn't.
I mean, Ray.
Nah,
I'm not gonna lie. Ryan Day would do it just to be petty.
yeah, he's not gonna search him out. He'll say, hey, I'll shake your hand. Hey, what's up? But I don't think he's gonna be like, where's Nose?
I mean,
No,
in a way, I mean, he
come to
was. I mean,
I
us.
don't know. Did you
I
see
could
the?
see Ryan
I
Day
don't
doing
know.
it just to be petty.
Did you see the press conference? I think I
Yeah.
think Ryan Day's got some things to
What?
show off, man. He's I think he's itching for this one.
If he comes down, again, if he comes down, because that was another complaint I had. Where are you? Where are you? You're just up there. Come on, come down, engage with your team, engage with your defense. So that was another thing I
I
couldn't
mean, I
stand.
don't have a problem with it, like a defensive coordinator being up in the press box, but you just got to be able
No,
to engage with your team. Like Matt Patricia.
engage with your team. Yeah, Matt
I
Patricia
mean,
is
you
there with
got
that
freaking Ron
pencil.
Frontline up in the press box, but he always you know gets with the team, even if he's not. Especially once he gets out
That's
of the press box, he's on the field and he
You're
will.
gonna exactly, and that's what Knowles was not doing. You're gonna see that with Matt Patricia. We're gonna see that pencil. We're gonna see that pencil sticking in his ear. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna see that. But Knowles, I mean, especially when they needed him, to me, needed some a push, a fire, and he was just so nonchalant. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah,
I mean,
he,
if you think about it, the Nittany Lions, actually, somebody had mentioned this that after the Oregon loss, James Franklin tried to get him to talk about to the Penn State team about the whole rallying Ohio
Yeah, I
State
mentioned that to you
oh,
in the
really?
I
Yeah,
mentioned that to you in the group chat.
yeah. And do you know what he said? Now, Mika does, but do you know what he said?
No.
No.
Oh,
He flat out said no. I'm like, oh, you really? So this how painful it must be for you. You don't want to
yeah,
talk about it because Ryan Day took your balls and basically said we finna do it
right,
my way now. I'm tired.
right,
Same
right.
same with
It's a
Larry
good
Johnson.
one.
What people tend to forget is Larry Johnson and Tim
Oh,
Walton
funny.
were the assistant and associate head coach, so they had some power in that defense. They had some say, and all three of them took the ball sack and said, "Listen here, we finna run this defense a whole different way. We finna do it differently. You can have your little diva tantrums all we want, but we're gonna win games. I do not care." That's what I think Jim Knowles is like. Yeah, I ain't talking about that. No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's
No.
the funny
yeah,
thing. Here's the thing, Knowles. You know what you could do? Even though they did take your ball sacks, you can actually say, "Hey, you can make it up if anything. Like just make it in a way that makes you sound good if you
yeah,
have to.
yeah.
Jesus Christ, how
He
hard?
Tell your
he just
side.
couldn't do it.
Tell
It's
your
like
side.
he has no imagination. He wants the same defense all the time.
Right,
Like
right.
he can't make stuff up.
He can't make a story up.
He
He
can't improv.
he
Uh,
really couldn't. So, what you
yeah.
guys would be the matchup, the key matchups in this game for Ohio State's offense versus Penn State's defense, and vice versa?
I think our
Ugh.
linebackers will be key in this game. I look for Peyton Pierce to have a huge game. I think he's going to be key because he's a great run stopper. And I think Penn State's going to rely on the run game a lot. And Peyton Pierce is an awesome run stopper.
Yeah. I think we're going to see just a little bit because we're not going to show everything in our playbook. I think we're going to see some new stuff in our offense. Just mark my words and watch. We're going to see some tricky stuff. We're going to see. Of course, we always. I think Smith is going to have a great game, or Tate. Either one. I don't think they can cover either one of them. So
Mhm.
we're gonna have our choice. We're gonna be able to do what we want at one point, and we're gonna start seeing some of those looks. We're gonna get in the playbook a little bit because we don't really pull everything out until the playoffs. So, but we're
Oh,
gonna see a couple of new things. I think
I'm,
our offense is gonna be on fire.
I'm calling it right now. I think we see a Julian Sane run for a touchdown and
I
jet
hope
sweep
so.
jet sweep for a touchdown to either Ennis or Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean basically says the key matchup is the trenches, which he wouldn't be wrong because even though Penn State's offensive line ain't that terrible, it's not great either. So it's like,
Right.
and our D line
Right.
is better than their offensive line. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. No matter how much people want to feel about it, our offensive line is better than their defensive line. So he ain't wrong. The trenches could very well be the key matchup in this. But I would also say the linebackers are, and same with our wide receivers as usual because
Yeah.
our wide
Yeah.
receivers are always tearing up their secondary. So.
Always.
And not only
Always.
that, but the next key matchup I would say would be Julian saying because it is interesting, or really the quarterback room in general, because it is interesting to me whether or not they're going to either put Leaky Keyholes in there for a couple of series, or are they actually
Right.
let Julian run? Because the one thing about Jim Knowles' defense that Ryan Day and everybody on the Ohio State staff know is his biggest threat has always been his biggest weakness is the running quarterback. It's always been a problem.
That's
Right.
why.
Right. Right.
That's why I think we're gonna see either Julian or Lincoln run this game.
I do too. As a matter of fact, Tyler, that
Yeah.
is a good point too. The tight ends as well could be another great matchup.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
defensive backs and
Yeah.
the
They,
linebackers. That could
I
actually
agree.
that could be
I
another one.
agree. Yeah.
So, what weakness is do you think Ohio State can exploit, and do you think Penn State can exploit any weaknesses of Ohio State?
I always let me see what and during this part of the season, I think that our pass rush is sometimes is a problem. Like we need to have a pass rush, and I think this is the game to clean up that area. They
yeah,
shouldn't have. They shouldn't. I mean, I'm trying to think who were we playing our last game that we played. I mean, even though we won, it was great. The quarterback had just way too much time, just way too much. It makes your defense, have to work, a lot harder. It was just. I want us to work on that pass rush because we got the dogs to do it. So I don't think they're going to exploit us with that, whatever. I just want them to work. I don't think they're going to exploit us in anything. I think, like you said, we're going to run away with this. But I think if we want to practice something, let's practice on that pass rush. Let's
yep.
practice on that
I
because
can
we're going to need it. We're going to need it on the stretch. You
I
know.
completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say that with Penn State's biggest weakness has pretty much been honestly their run game. Like I think Ohio State's going to be able to exploit that run game 100%. I really do.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to be able to.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to slow it down, and I think once they take that away,
Yeah.
it's going to be much easier for them to deal with the pass because like Penn State ain't got the receivers to go toe to toe with Ohio State, no matter what
That's
anybody
true.
sees. So
That's
it's like
true.
if Ohio State takes that away, they're and they will.
Yeah.
The offense will be nothing. And then
Yeah.
for the offense, obviously the biggest weakness they can exploit is the quarterback run game. That's basically the biggest
Oh,
weakness.
yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
that secondary ain't great either. Like you can make a lot of stuff happen if you do that. And I want to put this in the chat for everybody actually because this is a little poll. And really this is actually something
Oh, here we
good
go.
that I want to
Y'all know TG. She's got a
between
good one for us.
yeah. Now this one is actually between Billy Napier, James Franklin, uh, I will say Brian Kelly, and even
Okay.
the Mr. Gundy, Mike Gundy. Which
uh,
of these three coaches would you guys rather? Which of these four coaches, I should say, would you rather have coaching this overall?
Coaching who? Coaching who though?
No, just overall. Like who? If you were building a program, which of these four would you rather have?
So you said
Everybody can put
Napier?
that in the chat if y'all want to. This is just because this because given where Penn State is, or would you rather have Terry Smith, the Penn State interim coach?
No. Let's see. So
so
Napier, Kelly,
basically,
Frank.
basically, who is the less ugly of the ugly?
I mean, well, this is yeah. That's why I was like, coaching who?
No,
Don't
not
come near
coaching
nowhere
wise.
now.
Like definitely not.
Don't come near us. Oh, let me think.
Uh,
Mm, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, that's hard, TG.
can
Yeah,
I just
not
hire
so
my?
far saying Gundy, same with Bobby Mack. And look, if anybody and look, everybody
Let's
y'all
see.
can put y'all predictions down in the chat, y'all can put it in there. When I find out how to get the polls up in the chat, I'll do that. I was trying to figure out, I was trying to see if I can do it now, couldn't. So I'll try
I
to see if I can,
I
but
I
you know.
plead the fifth and
um,
elect me.
I know it because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here writing, Mika. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, okay, pros and cons.
I elect
I
the.
plead the fifth. Yeah,
Yeah, believe the
I
fifth.
have a, I have a,
I'm gonna tell you this
yeah,
straight up. I would choose
the
my Gundy.
ladybug.
I would choose my Gundy.
So why?
Hmm? So I
Why?
do
What's
Why
think
your
he's
though?
a.
reason?
I think actually, because with Mike Gundy, what people do fail to forget is like Mike Gundy is an excellent coach, and what he was able to build at Oklahoma State was great. Yeah, eventually he ended up falling off the wagon when he started losing his coaches, obviously. But
Oh, don't give
Mm.
me that, TG. I know
no,
it's
no,
the.
I'm saying like I
I
know
know it's.
eventually he did, but I do think he is a great coach. And look, I think he's a lot like Franklin, where he's that coach you can use to build in your program. But I have seen, unlike Franklin, he actually has won some big games. Like he's beaten Texas, he's beaten good
Yeah.
teams. So like I would say
Yeah.
Mike Gundy just for that reason alone.
No, you. It's really the redneck mullet, isn't it?
What is the redneck Malik?
Mullet.
So,
Oh, here's our guy, Penn State Sports Talk.
Oh, dude. Get it all in before Saturday because we're probably not going to see you after that.
I mean, yeah, and Sean actually
come
said
on,
it
you
best.
got it.
Sean actually says it his best. Like, hey, Mike Gundy actually turned Oklahoma State into contenders at one point, which ain't wrong. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like I
yeah. I
said,
don't know.
Mike Gundy, unlike Franklin, actually does have some big win games under his belt. Like he actually has won
That's
more than
true.
Franklin. So it's like that's the
Yeah,
biggest reason that's why I take him. Because if you put him in a situation like where you got Penn State, for instance, if he was the coach there, I think he'd do excellent there, and he might win more big games than people think because he actually has better talent than what he had at Oklahoma State. And on top of that, the guy knows how to motivate, and more importantly, he's the type of he's the type of coach who doesn't really care. Like if you watch his press conferences, it is the funniest thing in the world. I enjoy watching it so much. He was the funniest. He was one of the funniest. I'm like, I gotta tune in and see this man's press conferences because he was too funny.
I'll have to. Well, I don't. I don't. I guess it would depend on what shape your team is in. I really don't. I was going between Franklin and Gundy because again, you know, say what you want about him, but he did build that program. I mean, he did do a lot. In my opinion, for Penn State, made them play us hard for some years.
I mean, it
Um,
would.
True.
you
Uh,
know,
yeah. Now this is the last poll I'm gonna put in there for the chat because at the end of the day, is predictions. What are you guys' score predictions in the game? Everybody put it in the chat. Ladybug, Mika, what are your predictions?
okay, let me give him a chance to put theirs in. Let me see what mine is. I
Mika, what's
think
yours?
42 zip.
I got 53.
that was
53
mine,
nothing?
TG.
That was yours?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
gonna do 50. I'll say I'll keep
Hey,
it
you
at
can still say
53, but
53.
I think yeah, I'm gonna pick 53, but I think they're I'll say 53-7.
Yeah, I already know what Sean's is. He didn't have to say.
53-7.
No.
Tyler 42-0, Andre 45-0. Roland's
Wow.
working out 457 to 0. I would say 45. I would
So
say
I'm at
57
least
0 for
giving
you.
them 7 points. I'm at
Yeah.
least giving them 7. 53
Max
7.
Uh,
says 52-6. Tyler Schultz says 45. Oh, that's funny. 45.59.
But see, I say that the reason why I say that they'll probably get 7 is because at a certain point, because we do have this classy program. At a certain point, when we have all of our third stringers in, we have all of our stars sitting down. Ryan Day does call the dogs off sometimes.
I don't
He
think he's.
does.
Hey, I
Now,
don't
with Penn
think.
State, he might be a little bit more petty because of Jimbo.
Well, let's see. Let's see. I
38.
mean, I would hope so, but
I want to see Petty
38.
Ryan Day. I want to see Petty Ryan Day. I do.
I do
Yeah,
too.
Jim says
I
38.
love that. I
That's
love Petty Ryan Day.
Yeah, no, like Ryan Day when he petty, he's funny. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Petty Ryan
yeah,
Day is best Ryan Day.
yeah.
All
Because
right,
he was petty during that Oregon game
Yep.
last year. On our run. Oh, he was
Yep.
really petty. Then I loved every minute of it.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. Final thoughts on the Buckeyes before we get out.
It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Lisa.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, Ladybug. I'm a
Oh,
huge fan of
thank
your.
you for having me.
I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of your show. It's great. It's been great to
Mhm.
meet you. Hope we get to work with you again. You're
Uh,
awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can't wait till you guys come and join us too, because we
I'd
all watch
love
each
to.
other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whenever you guys want to, just send us the link to come and hop on your show and we'll
oh,
get you
sure
everything.
will.
I'd
Sure
love to. It'd
will.
be awesome.
Hey, TG, before and Mika, before I wanted to did you want to touch on a little bit of did you hear about the referee?
Yo, yeah, I
Um
heard
Oh
about it.
yeah,
You want to give
okay.
your thoughts
So
on it?
yeah, I guess we'll touch on it later when you have time on next
No,
Thursday.
I
We'll
mean
touch
you
on it.
can touch on it now.
Well,
We got some
because
time.
I found it quite interesting that this was the same referee, the one that got in trouble, and just to let the audience know, the one that got in trouble with Georgia. There were 11 complaints during that Georgia Auburn game, I think it was,
Mm.
and so he's under suspension and blah blah blah. But then they did further research and found that it was the same referee that called back the catch, and when we played
yeah.
Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
We played Clemson now. We all smelled the rat there. So I
What
just
is
found that
Clemson
kind of
doing?
interesting. So
He's a rat.
yeah,
Yes.
He's
that
a
is
rat. He was a dog crap referee and he got what he deserved. If it ever
man,
happened to SEC teams, good.
man, yes,
Did you
because
hear the investigating him for maybe gambling too?
yeah, and
I did
more
not hear
games. Yeah, and
that.
more games too.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
More
bribery.
even
games.
gambling. Oh, he
Mm-hmm.
deserves it.
And
Yeah,
bribery.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. If he's been doing all that, oh, good, 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 because he needs to
yeah,
never have a refereeing shirt again. And
yeah.
if I'm being honest, I hope he spends time in prison for that nonsense. If we're being honest, I don't
Yeah,
care.
Yeah,
that was.
because these are kids playing, and like I said, it proves my point. Like, there were certain games I'm like, man, we won that game. I don't care what the score says. We won that. The game was taken from us. Simple as that. And again, in the semi-nationals, Georgia and Ohio State playing, there's some questionable calls there. In my eyes, we won that game. I don't care if it was by 1 point. But I'll give
Absolutely.
yeah, we did. We won that game. I was there. We won it.
Hmm.
Um, but my final thoughts on Buckeyes, hey, and I bring that up to say there's a lot of adversity, when we're playing like we're the team that everybody hates, and it's just like, and if even
He
if
always
they
will
if
be.
they're a Bama fan, if they're a Tennessee fan, they always want the Buckeyes to lose. But guess what? We're not losing. We're going to repeat. So I'm just letting everybody know now. Go Bucks. OH.
I
Oh,
know.
and as a matter of fact, before we head out of here, thank everybody for watching. We had our little debut on Twitch, and we've had some people come in and out, kind of here and there, but we'll continue to
Mhm.
grow on there while we're on there. It's going to take a little bit of time, but the more we promote ourselves on Twitch and the more we continue to grow,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
going to get better. That's a promise because you got a lot of people who are on Twitch. And
everybody,
Yeah.
yep, and
everybody likes, everybody likes, share, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Patreon. I dropped the first episode of my new show, the Illuminati
All
podcast.
right.
yep,
Hope y'all like it, and feel free to give me feedback. I want to
Yes.
cater it to what you guys want me to cover, so let me know. So it's
yep,
Got
and
been
you.
not only that, but this Friday I will be recording the week 8 update of the NFL Buckeyes. Like I said, guys, I would have done it
Oh,
Wednesday, but
yes.
I've been busy, so because of it, I had to kind of push it back. So I'll tell you guys that straight up. Like, and come check it out on the Patreon. You could be a free member. If you get the $5 membership, you actually get a little bit more. You get more coming if you become a $5 member. And if you actually become a $20 member, you get t-shirt, hat, and more stuff coming in as a $20 member. So trust me, you guys are gonna want to
Nice.
like it. If you guys have any friends that are on Twitch, try to tell them to check us out on Twitch to get our channel up and running over there as well. Help us grow this
Absolutely.
podcast and everything else. And before I even end it off there, make sure to let you be known now, we are sponsored by mybookie.com. The OHIO podcast is sponsored by mybookie.com.
All
Enter
right.
the promo code of the OHIO, aka Ohio, and you will get $500 in insurance for your first bet. If you're not a bet, if you have never bet it, you get that $500, and if you miss on a bet, you get it back immediately if you miss. So
Wow.
trust me, you guys are gonna love it, and thank you all for coming in as we always do. And again, love you all. Wish you all the best. Sing Carmen, Ohio to your friends and family. Share, like, share, subscribe, and make sure you guys all enjoy the show. And as we're all gonna end this, OH.
I
IO.
O.
Not
Go
everybody.
Bucks
Go
and Scum
Bucks.
still sucks. Night, everybody.
Good night.